Alright, welcome to another episode of Fortnights where we talk about all things Fortnite related. Today we're going to talk about heroes. I'd like to specifically talk about the hero Dire. He's a mythic ninja. He's one of my favorites. I'd like to take a moment and show you what he looks like at level 40, all evolved and awesome. So here's Dire. As you can see, he's a werewolf. It's pretty fun to play with. Let me get into a couple of his stats here. Dragon Slash deals 20k of damage. He dashes forward, slashing the enemies. This works out really well, especially if you are surrounded by a bunch of husks. So regardless of the husk's power level, it does allow him to get out of there and potentially get to a place of safety. Kunai Storm. He'll launch himself up into the air and hurl down a barrage of kunai blades, dealing over 32k of damage. Now the nice thing with this is the higher up he is, they will spread out, hitting more husks. So with Dire, he does have Manta Sleep, allowing him to have that second jump up into the air. So using that in conjunction with Kunai Storm, it actually works out really well. And then he also has the Crescent Kick, which executes a powerful spin kick, stunning the enemies and dealing about 21k of damage. This also works out really well if you do have a large group around you, because for the most part it will destroy whatever husks are right there. Let's look at his perks. So he does have the Night Stalker standard perk, so if he is in your hero loadout, it will give your hero a movement speed increase of 25%. So if you're playing a little slower character like a constructor or a soldier, this works out really well. Of course, it's only effective during the evening and night. You'll always know when this perk comes into play because you will hear Dire give a howl. As soon as he gives that howl, your character now gets that movement boost. Now as the commander, the great thing with having him doing missions like rescue the survivors or destroy the encampments is it does give him a movement boost of 50% and decreases the energy cost for abilities by 50%. So now you've got a character that is able to zoom around the map much faster and able to rescue those survivors or to get to those encampments to destroy them much quicker. So especially if you are trying to get time bonuses and that, this works out really well. So with the last of it here, we also have the Manta Sleep, giving him an additional jump while he is airborne, and then Shadow Stance once he eliminates an enemy with a weapon. For 4 seconds he goes into Shadow Stance, increasing his armor and movement speed. Let's look at the hero loadout real quick so you can see what I have, and I'll explain a little bit as to why. So with this team perk, as long as I've got 3 ninjas in his hero loadout, he gets what's called Soaring Mantis, which is basically Manta Sleep, giving him 2 additional jumps. Now some ninjas don't have Manta Sleep and are only able to have their initial jump. This gives them 2 more. In Dire's case, however, where he also already has Manta Sleep, this gives him 1 additional jump. So now he's able to actually have his initial jump and then 2 more while he's in the air. Then we have the Kunihilation. This makes the blades explode on impact in a 0.25 radius. So again, the higher up you are, the farther out they spread, actually increasing that radius by much farther because those blades spread out a lot farther. Fire of the Dragon increases the affliction damage by 34%. The legendary blade, I only use swords, so the moment he kills 1 of the husks, he enters Shadow Stance, and this increases his blade damage by 25%. And then Trail of the Dragon. This leaves behind an energized trail which deals 26% energy damage. I really like using this when I'm surrounded by a bunch of husks. I use my Dragon Slash. It leaves behind this trail. It looks like blue fire. As the husks walk into it, they're all annihilated. And then of course, just because I like to move fast, I've got this ninja here which increases my base movement by 12.5%. So moving on, let's go ahead and see some play with Dyer here. We're going to do a destroy the encampment mission. I'd like to take this opportunity to show you what he's really capable of.
If only I could turn